Also, a ban from the sport is a possibility, and or a possibility of revoking Tyson's boxing license. Also, in a CBS Sportsline poll on the internet, 70% of the fans said Tyson should be banned from boxing. 11% called for a 1-year suspension. 10% said Tyson should get a 2-year suspension. 6% said there shouldn't be a suspension at all. 3% were undecided. Now, this week's challenge features people using sports to improve their quality of life. They love bursting bubbles at Cedar Lake Lodge. Field Day 97, these persons with disabilities show they have a lot to offer and live for.
Well, we're just trying to celebrate the 4th of July, Independence Day. Have a little fun. We want to make sure our residents appreciate the birth of the country.
The egg-citement included an egg toss, which cracked almost everybody up.
It's great. It's great.
It was impossible to camouflage the good time. The residents' average age is in the 40s, and many are frail. So this day is a replacement for the Special Olympics.
They count on going to Lexington or Bowling Green every year, you know, to get in these events, and now they can't because of the rates on it. And they enjoy this. They've been waiting for this for a long time.
It was time for the best seat in the house and a challenging wheelchair road race.
No feet, you gotta keep them up.
No feet.
Not use your feet.
No feet.
On your mark, get set.
Ta-da! Ah! Now what? Well, I finished. Didn't finish first, but didn't finish last. In the end, barriers weren't the only thing broken down. So while some were all wet, everybody was a winner. That wheelchair race was like the Waterson Expressway right about now. Rush hour, right? But it was a lot of fun. I know, it was like, who's going to win? Ah!
Looked like a good time.
It was a lot of fun.
Very tough. Thanks a lot, Fred. Good job. Well, it's time now to see what we're working on for the 6 o'clock report. Let's join Liz Everman in the newsroom. Liz.
Thank you, Shannon. At 6, we'll tell you why a Louisville Police department-wide memo has officers on high alert. Also tonight, Hoosiers are considering charging admission to watch Thunder over Louisville from their side of the river. Rob Fauché has a live report from Clarksville. We'll have those stories and much more coming up at 6.
All right.
Shannon?
Thanks a lot, Liz.
Well, July is starting off with a bang in the Weather Center. Jay Cardosi's forecast is next on 32 for You.
And get more bang for your buck by planting Alan Smith's favorite rose, the beautiful blooms coming up in your garden.
There's a new water slide at Holiday World and Splash and Safari, Oterongo, the legendary black jaguar of the Amazon. 740 feet of twisted black fiberglass. It's the fastest, steepest, darkest slide ever. Climb to Oterongo's summit and take one last glance at the sky. You won't be seeing it for a while. Oterongo, 3 unique slides in the darkness, only at Holiday World and Splash and Safari.
Admission only $17.95 when you present a Pepsi can any Monday through Friday. See can for details.
Kentuckiana's fastest-growing news station has more news for you. The Noon Report, now 1 full hour. For the most in-depth local news coverage, the first look at the day's big stories, your Super Doppler 32 weather forecast, The Noon Report. That's 32 for you.
When you're involved in a serious personal injury case, there are a lot of factors that an experienced personal injury lawyer has to take into consideration. What are the long-term effects it's going to have on this person's life?
Breaking news. See it first, see it fast, see it best with News Chopper 32. Kentuckiana's only TV newsroom-based helicopter. News Chopper 32 is in the air and on the air faster. Plus, News Chopper 32 has live action cam, a super high-tech camera that gives you the best shots of live breaking news. And News Chopper 32 can stay in the air longer, so you won't miss a second of the action. Bringing you closer to the story, giving you a better view. News Chopper 32. That's 32 for you.
The 32 for You fan club is helping Kentuckiana beat the summer heat. Hi, I'm meteorologist Jay Cardosi. Help the less fortunate keep cool. Bring a new or gently used fan to the WLKY studios and we'll deliver it to someone in need. The fan club, that's 32 for You.
Who has Kentuckiana's best news? WLKY. Only Channel 32 has interviews with death row inmates. And Channel 32 exposes how close drugs and gangs are getting to our children. Real news that affects you. Channel 32 News. That's 32 for you.
If you're looking for a flowering shrub for your lawn or garden, why not consider a rose? Alan Smith shows you his favorite variety in tonight's Your Garden.
When I first laid out my garden, several things were important to me. I wanted plants that gave me a sense of form and structure, as well as beauty. And of course, I wanted things that were easy to take care of. When it came to shrubs, I wanted things that integrated well with my perennials and annuals. And this little rose, the fairy, has proven to be all of the above. If you check a textbook description of this rose, it'll say that it grows about 2 feet tall and about 4 feet wide. It's a good little spreader. But as you can see, mine is very happy and has grown much more than that. I have it supported by a wire cage underneath all of this foliage, and it's grown about 4.5 feet tall by about 6.5 feet wide. The fairy rose was introduced in 1932, and it made such a splash it remains popular with gardeners today. It's a member of the Polyantha class of roses, and true to its family, the fairy rose continuously throws off clusters of these pale pink double-flowered blooms. And as if this plant doesn't have enough virtues, you can't beat its glossy green foliage. It rarely falls victim to common rose problems such as black spot and powdery mildew. 2 years ago, I planted this plant, and as you can see, even in partial shade, it's a vigorous grower. You'll find it interesting that the fairy rose is an excellent rose for growing in containers, but I found it most effective nestled in among other companions in my garden. From the garden, I'm Alan Smith.
Well, I guess summer is finally here, huh?
Yeah,
Hot?
yeah, it's really heating up. This is the way it should be, though, this time of the year, you know? You better believe it. Hey, any rain on the way? Not really. It's all off to the east of us or north of us. Here we go with national radar. Again, we're pretty much dry across Kentucky, and as you can see, the light echoes you see across portions of Illinois and also Missouri, not reaching the ground. Don't worry about any rain out there. However, this activity out here, yeah, that's shower and thunderstorm activity that is reaching the ground caused by a little upper level disturbance off to the east of us, the same one that was over us yesterday. And look at these monstrous storms now breaking out across the northern plains caused by a very strong storm system, which is actually not moving in our direction. It's moving more eastward than southward. That's the good news. So it looks like we'll stay dry tonight and also into tomorrow. Hey, let's go ahead and take a look outside now. Earlier today at some of the golfers at Cherokee Park, you know, we had the sunshine pop out, and with that sunshine came the warmer conditions. Good day to get out and hit some of the courses out there around the metro area, and it does appear the hot temperatures will stay with us at least for the next 24 hours to come. At the airport right now, the current reading is 87 degrees, the relative humidity 59%, and we have a heat index way up there right now, 95 degrees. Be careful if you have to be outside for the next couple of hours to come. And we have a west wind coming at us at about 10 miles an hour. All right, the outlook now as we move into tomorrow, we are expecting a cold front to be bearing down on us from the west and northwest, but I'm telling you what, gang, it's not going to cool us off by any means tomorrow. Just a slight chance, slightest chance for a thunderstorm tomorrow morning. Other than that, the storms will quickly move off to the northeast of us by afternoon. And yeah, with the sunshine, the blazing sunshine tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be the hottest day of the year so far. How hot? Check this out. We're expecting readings to top out in the middle 90s, perhaps even a few locations in the upper 90s across Kentuckiana. Down near Memphis, they're going to really be baking in the afternoon, very close to 100 degrees. All right, the big holiday weekend is almost here, and if you're going to be leaving us and traveling on Thursday, a couple of problems, especially off to the north of us in the lakes, the northeast, also in Dixie and also the western plains. Other than that, anywhere else across the eastern one half of the United States, dry with lots of sunshine. Not too bad. Here we go with the forecast details now. Tonight, clear skies. It'll be warm and humid with overnight lows right around 72. Tomorrow, we're expecting just a slight chance for an early morning storm. Other than that, sunshine, breezy, and plain hot. 96 by late in the afternoon. And here's the 5-day forecast. We're expecting readings to cool off a little bit for the upcoming holiday weekend. Slight chance for a thunderstorm the 4th of July night, and then look at Saturday and Sunday. I can't get over that this time of the year. Low 80s,
either.
Sunshine, low humidities. Great weather for outdoor activities.
Have we seen 96 yet this year?
No, it's going to be the hottest.
What's been the highest?
Day.
90 degrees officially at the National Weather Service. We're just going to go right past that.
Man.
96.
Okay.
Looks good.
Our
Thanks.
body's adapted. Thank you.
Well, it's an exciting day in Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Up next, Joe's folks enter the Great Race, a coast-to-coast sprint that's more like a trip down memory lane. We'll be right back.
Meteorologist Jay Cardozzi's forecast as the American Meteorological Society's broadcast seal of approval.
Welcome
Target 32 database online. Opening psychic phone fraud. Status exposed. Opening illegal escort activity. Status exposed. Target 32 investigative reports. That's 32 for you. Status exposed.
Radio has no future.
Lord Kelvin, 1897.
Who the hell wants to hear movies talk?
Harry M. Warner, 1927.
Man will never reach the moon.
Dr. Lee DeForest, 1967.
Family Matters will never defect to CBS.
Former ABC executive. They said it couldn't be done.
I'm here.
Family Matters comes to CBS this fall. Welcome home, Urkel.
Can somebody help me with this?
Ford's Great Percent event on Ford cars is about to end, and there's never been a better time to buy. Grab life by the wheel and get low 1.9 financing on the new hot and sporty Ford ZX2, a great look and attitude. Get 1.9 financing or $1,000 cash back on the classic Thunderbird with the only V8 available in its class, or on the Ford Probe, engineered for performance and safety. Get low financing or big cash back during the final days of Ford's Great Percent event, only at your local Ford dealer.
More people are making 32 for you their first choice for local news. The 6 o'clock report. Ratings are up 6%. See why more of your neighbors are making the switch to Liz Everman, John Bowl, Chief Meteorologist Jay Cardosi, and Fred Cowgill. Thanks, Kentuckiana, from 32 for you.
There's a whole new spin on the wheel, and it's out of control. Don't miss America's #1 game show, because we've got more cash, hot trips, cool prizes, the new Progressive Jackpot, and Vanna's got a hot new wardrobe. So check out the new spin we've put on the wheel.
Wheel of Fortune tonight at 7 on 32 for you.
Remember the movie Around the World in 80 Days? It was about a crazy car race.
Well, there's a big race going on right now across America, and today it passed through Elizabethtown. Joe Orlando was there and tells you about the great race in tonight's Joe's Folks.
Welcome to E-Town. Follow the guys in the orange shirt. They'll show you where to park, okay? Very good. Welcome.
Folks in E-Town got a glimpse of something they may never see again. It's called the Great Race, and it's a coast-to-coast sprint. Well, kind of. This started a week and a half ago in Sonoma, California.
It's almost 4,400 miles in length. It takes about 14 days to get there.
It's a trip down memory lane for some.
Well, the memory of these cars when they were coming out, I remember when the Model A Ford came out in '28. You like this one? Now there's their clock, and it's still ticking. And they went from Lexington next right, BG Parkway. I didn't write anything down though.
It's a history lesson for David White and his kids from nearby Sonora, Kentucky. 4,400 miles, that's a long trip, especially without a roof.
Well, the toughest part for us to keep it on, we're trying to win, keep it on time. We've had some really bad weather, but that really don't bother. We're trying to win this thing, and we have to keep on time.
All the information about the history of the race and how the race works is right inside.
These guys will spend the night in Knoxville, Tennessee, and they hope to be in Jacksonville, Florida by the 4th of July. That's the end of the line. From Elizabethtown, Kentucky, Joe Orlando, 32 for you.
And the top finishers have to split 200 grand.
That's great.
A lot of money, yeah.
I love the guys driving by Joe right there.
Me too. Looks like fun, right?
Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight in the 5 o'clock report.
The 6 o'clock report is up next. Have a good night.